Hey, today you are going to learn how to find love using my formulaic plan. That's right. Yes, you can. This is the real, true life 90-day fiance plan. And my name is Craig Ballantyne, and I was once an introverted binge drinker who was able to find love, the love of my life, my wife, Michelle, using this 90-day plan. And so I'm releasing this on Valentine's Day, everybody's favorite holiday, Valentine's Day. And I want everyone to understand that you can use this plan, not just to find love, but you can use this to improve your relationship. And of course, you can use this same type of planning for your business, which is what I regularly do. You can become more productive. You can become a better leader. You can launch new products using this 90-day plan. So I'm going to walk you through it though, first using a true life story of how I met my wife. So the year was 2019. And in my workshops that I do, one of the workshop worksheets is this 90-day personal blueprint. And you go through it, and it's very logical. And it's the exact same way that we build a business blueprint. We have a 90-day outcome goal on the top. We have 3 process goals underneath. We have 24-hour to-dos. We have who do you need down at the bottom, big obstacle, and accountability numbers. And when you have all of these things into place, you can achieve 6-month, 12-month goals in 90 days or less. And I'm going to show you how I achieved my 90-day fiance plan in about 31 days. But it's this formulaic plan that has helped my clients do so much, from actually find love in their own life, lose weight, a lot of weight in my turbulence training business, and then also build their business to millions of dollars in my coaching business. And it all comes down to this plan. And when you have the plan in place, you have that vision, that North Star of where you want to get to. Now we just need to reverse engineer how to get there. And you'll find the key big levers that will get you there faster. So a little bit more about my story. Here I was in 2019. I was 44 years old, never married, and I wanted to be married. If you've read my Perfect Day Formula, you've read my vision for my family. I want to be married. I want to have multiple kids. We have the second one on the way now. We want to have at least one more. And I had the vision for my life, the long-term vision, the North Star, but I didn't have the action plan in place. So I was like, you know what? I am not telling enough people. I'm not getting enough help. And so I decided to, step into my embarrassment, step into my greatness by putting this plan together and sharing it in front of really, really great people. So I'm at one of my one-day workshops, and I'm taking people through how to build their own 90-day reality maker for their personal life. And I use this example. And I said, what I'm going to do is in 90 days, I need a numbers-based outcome goal. So if you're not in a relationship, you want an outcome goal for your relationship. And for me, what's an outcome goal that I can be involved in getting? Like, obviously, falling in love in 90 days is not something that you really think is possible. But can you go on 12 dates in 90 days, according to my worksheet? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, on the flip side, if you're in a relationship, well, what can you do? You could rate your relationship on a scale of 1 to 10, say it's a 7.5 now, and say that in 90 days, you want it to be an 8.5 out of 10. Or you could say that you want to have, in the next 90 days, there's 12 weeks in 90 days. That's why I picked the 12 dates. And, right now you're going on date night once a month with your partner, and you want to go up to 3 times a month with your partner. So you want to have 9 date nights with your partner. You can have date lunches, whatever it is. I have a lot of clients who, they're so busy in the evening, they have date lunches or date days with their spouse. So you could say you want to have 10 date days, and you want to have 1 weekend away in the next 90 days. That's your outcome goal. Now, sometimes life gets in the way, so we don't fully control our outcome goal. And the example I always use for this is a little bit different than love, but it's personal. And it's for the person who wants to lose 20 pounds in 90 days, 12 weeks or 90 days, right? So you want to lose 20 pounds. Well, there's a whole bunch of things that can stop you from hitting that on the scale. You could have went to Applebee's the night before your weigh-in and ate a lot of sodium, so you retain some water. And if you're a woman, you could be going through your hormonal cycle where you're retaining water. Maybe you hurt your ankle and you were out of the gym for 3 weeks. Well, listen, don't get down on yourself because you didn't hit the exact outcome goal if you follow the process goals underneath. So we know what our outcome goal is, whether it's 12 dates or whether it's boosting our relationship from a 7.5 to an 8.5. And we say, what are the 3 biggest action steps that we need to take that are within our control, that we totally control, that will move us towards improving our relationship or getting 12 dates? Now, I can't go and force people to go on a date with me, but I can go and ask 3 girlfriends for introductions. So if you take a look at my actual plan that I built here, this process goal number 1 is the most important. Asking 3 girlfriends, I had 3 in mind that were very friendly, they had huge social circles. They were very friendly, but because of their friendliness, they had huge social circles, and they knew me very well. So they could make the right introductions if I asked for them. They probably didn't know that I wanted help, so that's why they weren't making introductions. Process goal number 2 is I need to follow this advice from Steven Pressfield, and it's put your butt where your heart needs to be. Put your butt where your heart needs to be. If I'm going to sit home alone and work 12 hours a day, I'm not going to get a whole lot closer to finding the love of my life. It's very unlikely. So I needed to go to 1 social event per week, not a bar, not drinking with the boys, but 1 social event per week. Could have been, some event that some charity event that people are throwing, or maybe joining a sports league or something like that, but some social event with the type of person. Obviously, I'm not going to go to a rock and roll bar if I want to find a woman who likes to go to church on Sunday, right? So I'm going to choose the right type of event to go to. And so I fully controlled getting off of my work seat and going to a social event. And then process goal number 3 was therapy or working on myself, right? Because I truly believe that if you improve yourself, then you're going to attract better people into your life. And we're never done improving ourselves. And so I needed to do some extra work on myself. So those 3 things I fully controlled. So over to your plan. Figure out what you want to accomplish in 90 days for anything in life, whether it is making $100,000 or $1 million, or whether it's losing 20 pounds, or whether it's going on 12 dates, or whether it's improving your relationship from a 7 to an 8, whatever it is, you have your outcome goal. And then pick the 3 biggest needle movers that are going to move you there. If you want to write a book in 90 days, then writing 1 hour every single day, and then spending 10 to 15 minutes talking to somebody about your book twice a week, getting some good feedback on what you've submitted to them, and then also hiring a coach who will hold you accountable. Those are 3 things that will really move the needle in your life to writing the book in 90 days, which is possible, because all you need to do is write 15 minutes every single day. You can write 500 words times 6 days a week, and you have the 7th day off. It's 3,000 words a week times 12 weeks is 36,000 words, which is a small book. So you can do it 15 minutes a day. So now we have the 3 big needle movers on the side. What we want to do next, which is where so many people with big goals and dreams fall off their plan, is they don't take fast action. You must get a quick victory. A quick victory gives you a positive dopamine hit. And then you have momentum and motivation to come back and do something else tomorrow. What most people do, for example, on New Year's Day, they say they want to lose 20 pounds this year. And then because this year is so abstract, you can wait till tomorrow. And then when you wait till tomorrow, your motivation is decreased, but your problem has gotten bigger. And then every single day that happens, the spread increases until you just give up. And that's why you must do something within 24 hours. And recently, so I've upgraded this worksheet. We now tell people who would go through our workshops that you must do something immediately, right now. So we do this worksheet, and it's like, as soon as you're done this worksheet, what can you do right now to get you a quick victory? In most cases, it's texting or emailing somebody to start a project, or to schedule a call, or to book a meeting, or to, get some information. Because once you start the snowball rolling down the hill, all of a sudden it picks up speed and everything becomes easier after that. So what can you do immediately? And then what can you do in 24 hours? And then what can you do in 72 hours? And so you see in this worksheet, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching the video, that there are benchmarks and there's a specific action step that must be done by it. So within the big deadline, you have mini deadlines. So in 24 hours, I could email my friend Vanessa and my friend Allison and my friend Rianne for intros. They know me. They've known me for years. And I will say to them, this is what I'm looking for. This is the type of girl that I want to meet, the type of woman that I want to meet. And Vanessa ran the Toronto ladies business community. My friend Allison threw events and parties in Toronto for businesses. And Rianne just knew a lot of people. And they know SMART, amazing, brilliant women. That was my best shot. Like, because all my good relationships in life had always come from introductions. So why was I not doing that? In 72 hours, I could plan 4 social events for the next 30 days. I could look for things. I could ask friends like, hey, do you have anything coming up that's non-alcoholic based? That's going to have a lot of people there, a lot of smart people, a lot of interesting people. You know, what can I do? And then I could also ask my friend, Dr. Shane Laddick, really great guy, a longtime friend of mine. He's been a personal training client back in 1998. Dr. Shane knows a lot of people, and he could refer me for a behavioral therapist so I can improve my social connection. And then within 7 days, I wanted to connect with all the intros that Vanessa, Allison, and Rianne made and ask 3 of the girls to coffee. 14 days, do 2 real dates, 1 therapist visit. In 21 days, I can meet up with my friend Vanessa to review. So, if you get to that 21-day planning thing, you're like, I don't know what to do. Review your plan. After 21 days of implementing your plan, you can do a really good review on your plan. Then 30 days, plan 4 social events for the next 30 days. And if you keep on taking action, you will hit your outcome goal. So the process goals are broken down step by step. And you can see how this takes like a really abstract goal in your head or a really abstract goal for the year and makes things relatable, understandable, bite-sized chunks. You can really win. You get a lot of victories building up as you do this. Now for the funny story. The reality is I let 3 days go by without doing anything, right? Because I was finishing up my retreat in 2019 in San Diego. I was exhausted from 4 days. We did a workshop, then we did 2 full days, then we did another workshop. And there was a guy named Jamie from New Zealand. I went out for dinner with him after the 1-day workshop. And, he had shown me his personal plan. And a few days went by and then he messaged me and he said, hey, how to go with Vanessa? And I was embarrassed. I'm like, here I am, the guy telling people how to create these programs and implement them. And I hadn't done anything. So I immediately sent a message to Vanessa. Now, Vanessa, bless her soul, then sent me 5 Instagram profiles. And I looked through them and I went, nope. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm the ingrate. I am so ungrateful here. I'm just the worst person in the world. I'm like, she sends me 5 introductions and I think none of them are a good fit for me. What am I going to do? So in my brilliance, I decided I would go and look at who Vanessa followed on Instagram. So that's where she sent me the intros. And I scrolled down about 30 people and I saw this beautiful woman in a tiny circle. So I picked my wife from a tiny circle and I said, Vanessa, I'd like to meet this woman. And Vanessa said, well, I thought you only wanted to meet women from Toronto. She lives in Vancouver. And I said, I'll take the intro anyways. Now here, the story gets even funnier. It was the day after my second hair transplant. Yeah, so I got my first hair transplant in 2018, my second hair transplant around American Thanksgiving, 2019. And so when you get a hair transplant, your head swells up because they poke all these holes. It's really enjoyable. They poke about 2,000 holes in your head, and your head swells up because the blood and everything kind of just goes down your face. So after about 5 days, it looks like Mike Tyson has punched you in the face. But on day 1 or day 2 of recovery, it looks like you had amazing Botox done. So like there's no wrinkles in your forehead. It won't move. And I made a story about that on my Instagram. And Michelle, who I was introduced to, laughed at it because she thought Botox was funny. And we connected and we started a text message thread, an Instagram thread that, is just one of those novels going back and forth for hours and hours at a time. We were on the phone almost every night for an hour. I mean, here's the sacrifice I made for Michelle. I go to bed at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. She lived 3 hours behind. So at 8 o'clock at night, it's 5 p.m. there. And some nights Michelle was going to a yoga class at 6 or 7 at night. And I was waiting until she got home from her yoga class at like 8. And it's 11 p.m. Eastern to talk to her. That's how much of a sacrifice I was making because I knew something was right about this amazing woman. So within 2 weeks of connecting, I went out to Vancouver and we had our first in-person date for a weekend. And then 2 weeks later, I was back out there again. So I met Michelle within 30 days and went out to see her within 30 days of building this plan. And then we went to Miami in January because I had a mastermind there. So Michelle came down to the mastermind. Then we went back to my mom's place on the farm, and we spent a week there. And then Michelle went back to Vancouver. Then I went out there again. Then we came back to the farm, I think. And we spent a week there, and it was a snowstorm. And by then we had decided I was moving to Vancouver for March 1st, 2020, right before COVID started. So March 1st would have been 60, 90, about 100 days after this plan was made when I had moved in with Michelle. Moved in March 1st. Vancouver was an amazing place to be for the first summer of COVID. We really lived a great life. We had Daisy the dog out there. And then I proposed to Michelle on January 28th of 2021. So now you're looking at about 14 months after we met. And then we got married in August of 2021. So not even 2 years after. And now we live down in Mexico, and we have one baby, Isabella, and another one, Olivia Rose, on the way. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So let's go back to this and just show you the power of this, because the power is not in the outcome goal. The outcome goal is like the first step, right? It's like, whether you want to lose 20 pounds or something. But just by saying you want to lose 20 pounds, obviously you all know people who have said they want to lose 20 pounds and they never do it. But that allows you to break it down into the process goals, which is where the magic happens. Because it's inside the process goals where you find the actions that, if done, will give you amazing results. And when you prioritize those actions, again, for me, the thing that unlocked everything was the introduction ask. Without that, nothing else would have come true. And so if you realize that through wanting to lose 20 pounds, that you need to get a meal prep service, that revelation and then that action, I've seen that change so many people's lives, because they don't know what to eat. They don't know how to cook. And then you get it all done for you. That's always the biggest problem. Nutrition is the biggest problem in weight loss, and you solve the biggest problem. For me, it was getting introductions to people. I'm good once I know somebody, but I'm very introverted and shy in that first connection. And so the ask from Vanessa solved the problem. Huge game changer. So you can use this for anything in life. You can use this to lose weight. You can use this to build your business. You can use this to write your first book. You can use this to improve your current relationship with not only your spouse, but with your children as well. And you can use this to find the love of your life. I am living proof. The 90-day reality maker blueprint works. And yes, you can formulaically find love. And yes, you can be a real life 90-day fiance. I've never watched that show. It's a catchy title though. So understand that you can do it. You just, down at the bottom, who do you need? You always will need people. And if it's a business building thing, you will always need your mastermind group. You'll always need your coach, and you'll probably need somebody on your team, a new person on your team. And then in the middle, identify the big obstacles. For me, it was myself. I just had to overcome that. And Jamie's accountability, a friend of mine who asked me to ask Vanessa, was the kick in the butt I needed. And then 3 accountability numbers. I need to be connecting with somebody at a social event every week, 1 weekly check-in with Vanessa. I never ended up really using those because we got the right connection from the start. But those are things that you need in your business. So you overcome the big obstacle with the right people. So that's it, my friend. Whatever it is you're trying to change in your life, use this 90-day plan. It is absolutely unstoppable when you reverse engineer the correct blueprint and path to your greatest goals in life. So drop a comment down below, or send me a message on Instagram at @RealCraigValentine, or email me at craig@craigvalentine.com and let me know how this helped. Because I think of all the things I've created in life, this is probably even better than my perfect week formula. This is so powerful because it can really help you do anything you want. And I can't wait to hear from you.